I generally believe you have to be a little bit delusional to get what you want from life. Because if I was realistic, I would have never traveled the world with little to no money. When I was 19 years old, I did my first solo trip to Fernando de Noronha in Brazil. Tropical paradise, it was one of the most beautiful places in the world. The only thing was, I couldn't afford it. I put everything on a credit card, and then I spent the next 6 months paying it off. But although that trip didn't make any sense financially, that lighted up a fire under my ass. I knew that the world was so big and there were so many places to visit, I want to see it all. The only problem was that I had no money. I was living in a very small city, working at a decent job. My parents were proud. I was actually making a little bit more money than most of my friends. It was actually okay, but at 21, I was going to work every day feeling like I was 50 years old. And I had this thought that if I don't do this now, I'm gonna wake up 20 years from now and I'm gonna regret it. Back then, it was the early days of social media, and I remember seeing a post that really stuck with me. It said something like, "The ultimate flex is running out of pages on your passport." I had no idea how I was gonna do it, but I had this burning desire. After that, I remember I was talking to my sister, and she mentioned that she had a friend that was working on a cruise ship. Back then, I had no idea what that meant, but she said, you get to live on one of these big cruise ships, you work there, you travel the world, you go to these most amazing places, and when the ship docks, you're free to explore. And I remember asking, wait, do they pay you? And she said, yes, the pay is not actually that bad. I was a banker. I had a stable job, I had a career path. I left a banking career to become a waiter on a cruise ship. That single decision took me to Spain, to Italy, to France, and even to Tunisia, which I couldn't even point at the map where it was. And then once I started, I just couldn't stop. And then a few years later, I joined an international airline as a flight attendant. I wasn't just going on a ship. I was getting paid to fly the world, stay in very nice hotels, and experience most places people only see on other rich people's Instagram. And I remember this day very clear because I was 28 and I was sitting in a restaurant in Bulgaria, and I started listing all the countries I have visited. In the span of 7 years, I have visited 40 countries. 40. Today, I am at country 66. And to get to most of these places, a company actually paid me to get there. And it all started with a decision that didn't make any sense at the time. So when you think maybe, oh, I want to travel the world, you immediately think, oh, I need to get the money first, and then I need to pay for my tickets, then I need to book my hotels, then I have to wait for my holiday to go. But that's only one way. And it's definitely not the only way. Because you can become fixated in a single way that things have to happen for you. Close your eyes for any other option. But the universe doesn't work like that. The way things come to you is rarely the way you plan it would be. It's usually a lot weirder, a lot less expected, and completely unusual. Call it luck, call it timing, call it the universe, call it grace, but it works in ways we can't really predict. The only thing you can control is to be tuned in, and then when the opportunity shows, you have to have enough courage to make a move. Because when I was talking to my sister, I could have completely ignored that because it didn't fit my plan. But I said yes, and that decision changed everything. So if you're open to only one way of how things can happen, you will miss all the other ways the universe can bring wonders into your life. Having everything figured out is rarely the case. The idea is you need to be delusional enough to believe that this crazy stuff that's in your head is actually possible. If I waited until I had the money to do it, I would have probably never left. So if you're one of these people that have these dreams that don't make any sense, that is a bit too unrealistic, then you're my kind of people. So subscribe to this channel and let's figure it out together how this crazy world works.